Okay, John, well, I'm almost complete here. And I'll show you what all my mods are. Since the last video, I've added the tilt actuator to be part of the whole bracket assembly, so I can take this thing off in its entirety. Made this little mounting plate here. It fits on the bracket. I'm actually going to put underneath here, you really can't see it where those screws come through. I've got some pieces I'm going to put under there to add some additional rigidity. I'm using the 4-inch actuator off the other setup. This is one with feedback, and it does work quite well. I had to move my collars up a little bit. I used my other actuator, my old one, my original actuator, but without the feedback it's just way too fast. So everything does seem to work. You'll notice that I can actually use both my knobs here for holding in place. As I said, I'll be able to take the whole assembly off, just unplug it from the control box, which is right there. I currently I have my 30-pound thrust C2 motor on here, and this one, as I explained before, is made with a bunch of Servo City parts. I've got a piece of aluminum that goes down inside this tube. I've cut 4 inches off the composite shaft, and a series of spacers into my servo gearbox here, which is clamped to this piece of pipe. That's all connected together down here to the piece that goes inside, and then this piece up here rotates freely for my actuator. So it does work pretty well. The other side, I mean, it's identical. And what I discovered this morning is I can't mount my my fish finder on there because the motor's too small. And then I got to thinking about that. What I'm going to do is I've actually ordered from Yak Attack or whatever they're called, one of those flexible extension arms that goes in the water for fish finders. I could have built one, but theirs looks so nice. Now the only thing I need to do before I put this in the water is this connection here to the servo. I need to tie this down and integrate it into my control box. I haven't done that yet, but as you can see here, works quite nicely. And if I step back a little bit, you can see the whole thing. And I think I mentioned in a previous video that I can actually go 360. I can go more than 360. And then that function will be on this control box here. But right now it isn't. And so what I've got on here now is just my motor speed and direction. Nothing's changed there. And my tilt mechanism, which works really well. Trying to hold the camera and do this with one hand is interesting. So that's about the max tilt I can get out of this configuration, but that's more than adequate. It gets me out of the water. And of course, all the other functions work. And that jerkiness you see me is mostly me. So that's it. Everything works, and I'm pretty pretty happy with it. As I say, I'm going to have my Lawrence transducer on an arm that goes over the side of the boat, and that way I can change my motors out here from one configuration to the other and not have to worry about doing anything with that transducer. Okay, that's it for now, John.